So the ones who ghost, breadcrumb, show up with this warmth and curiosity, then they go cold again. It's confusing. And a lot of times it feels personal, but it's not about how much they like you. It's about what their body can tolerate, because being seen, truly seen, requires presence. And not everyone is built for that kind of presence, especially if their nervous system never learned that closeness is safe. Okay, so let's break it down. You meet someone, there is this amazing chemistry, they're open, maybe even emotionally expressive at first. Then things deepen, the energy feels more intimate, and suddenly they're pulling away. They ghost, withdraw, or say they need space. It's not random, and no, it's not always manipulation. They're typically stuck in a pattern. Although this is not the case all the time, this is usually what it is. What feels like emotional games on the outside is a defense mechanism playing out through the body. Here's the science. Their nervous system is dysregulated. It's been trained over the years, sometimes since early childhood, to perceive closeness as a risk. Maybe they grew up with love that was conditional or inconsistent or absent. So love became something they had to earn, something they had to chase. And when they finally get it, their body doesn't know what to do with it. The parasympathetic part of the nervous system, the branch that governs calm, connection, and presence, hasn't been fully developed in a secure way. So instead of relaxing into intimacy, their system activates fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, which is the sympathetic nervous system. And this activation is felt, not thought. It's not a conscious decision to ghost you. It's the body going, this is too much, I can't hold this. Now, metaphysically, on an energetic level, every person's field, their electromagnetic signature is tuned to a certain frequency. That frequency gets set based on emotional patterns, early imprints, nervous system state. You can think of it as their emotional home. So if they've only ever known connection through anxiety, distance, or emotional games, then when you come in with clarity, groundedness, and availability, they don't necessarily feel safe. They feel disoriented because it doesn't match their internal frequency. And the ego, or the default mode network in the brain, doesn't like what doesn't match, even if it's healthier, even if it's better. The ego prefers predictable discomfort over unfamiliar safety because it gives a false sense of control. That's why chaos can feel like chemistry and peace can feel more like boredom. So what do they do instead? They pull back. They create distance. They breadcrumb you just enough to stay connected, but not enough to feel exposed, because they want connection, but they want it without vulnerability. They want love without surrender, validation without intimacy, closeness without having to face the parts of themselves they spent years avoiding. In this way, the pattern becomes a form of emotional control. If I stay slightly removed, I don't have to risk being fully seen. If I disappear before it gets real, I don't have to face my fear of rejection. If I keep you chasing me, I get to feel wanted without having to receive you. And if you're on the other side of this, if you're the one feeling confused, hurt, or wondering what you did wrong, let me say this very, very clearly. It is not about your worth. Their inconsistency isn't proof that you are not lovable. It's proof that they don't yet know how to stay emotionally regulated in love. You didn't cause their shutdown, but you did trigger something real. Your presence, your availability, your emotional clarity, it hit a frequency that they aren't calibrated to hold. That's why it feels like they're always reaching and retreating. They're trying to grasp something they say they want, but their body isn't aligned with actually receiving it. Until they do the deeper work, until they regulate their nervous system, rewire their attachment patterns, and shift the emotional baseline of their electromagnetic field, they will continue to mistake chaos for passion. They will continue to resist stability. And they will keep breaking their own hearts and the hearts of the people who love them. And it's not because they're cruel. It's because they are unregulated. And unregulated people can only love in fragments. So if you've been stuck in this loop with someone who keeps pulling you in just to push you away again, remember, it is not rejection. It's a reflection of what they cannot yet hold. And this is exactly what we work on inside my 4-week nervous system coaching container. So if you're interested, message me to join.